HarperCollins presents Blast from the Past by Cathy Hopkins, read by Jaimi Barbakoff.
Chapter 1. It all began with a birthday gift from my friend Marcia. Most people would think of giving a scarf, a pair of earrings, books, or some scented bath oil, but oh no, not Marcia. Not this time. She'd wanted to be different and present me something out of the ordinary. "Today's our last day, and you remember what we promised each other," she said, as we sat ready for breakfast, in rattan chairs on the terrace of our brightly coloured heritage hotel on the shore of Lake Piccola in Udaipur, India. "I do," said Pete, Marcia's husband. "Presents. Time to reveal what we've all been planning." He reached down and produced 3 envelopes from his rucksack. He fanned his face with them, then handed one to Marcia, one to me, and kept the last for himself. "These are from me. Happy 50ths. May we have many more decades together." "Especially in locations like this," I said, as I gazed out over the water, which was shimmering in the early morning sun. Udaipur was my favourite part of the holiday so far. A fairy tale of a city, with a scenic and romantic setting. Marble palaces, courtyards, gardens, temples, ancient narrow streets, and of course stunning views from our hotel of the famous lake. And to top it all, presents. I knew that whatever Pete and Marcia had got me would be thoughtful and generous. From Marcia in particular, she loved to spoil friends, and always picked something that was just right. "So, go on, open them," said Pete. "I will," said Marcia, "but first..." She handed me a tube of lotion and pointed at my nose, which was red from the sun. I laughed. "You never change." She'd been telling me what to do since I'd met her on my first day at secondary school. Along with all the other wide-eyed new girls, I'd entered the school gates, looking around for someone, anyone I knew, but there was no one I could see from my junior school. I'd followed the crowd into assembly, got in line, and there in front of me was Marcia, her wild black hair tamed into a long plait. She turned around, looked me up and down, assessing me, then she'd pulled her jumper up and rolled the waistband of her skirt, making it inches shorter than the knee-length uniform rule. She'd indicated that I should do the same, which I did, without question. "Welcome to 7 years of hell. I reckon we should stick together." I'd laughed, impressed, and stuck close to her. And here she was, almost 40 years later, still looking out for me and telling me what to do. I applied the coconut-scented cream, though it was really too late. My face blared Englishwoman abroad. Marcia, being dark-skinned, never suffered the same problem. Nor did Pete. In fact, his tan had developed evenly into a deep nut brown. A handsome young waiter in a white starched uniform appeared and placed tall glasses of mango lassi on the table in front of us. Pete whipped out his iPhone and showed it to him. "Please, would you take a photo? 3 of us?" The waiter nodded, so Pete handed it to him, then indicated that Marcia and I should pull our chairs close while he went to stand behind us. "Everybody smile," said the waiter, and we grinned into the camera. "One more. Good." After he'd gone, Pete examined the results, then showed them to us. Oh, I grimaced as I stared at the photos. "I look like an ageing elf." "Your fault, Marcia." "Rubbish," said Marcia. "You're the epitome of style, as always." The photos showed a slim woman with short platinum blonde hair between 2 vibrant-looking hippie types. Pete, with a goatee beard and navy scarf tied bandana style around his head, looked like an old rock star. Marcia, with her waves of long black hair, was in a red caftan and amber beads, his rock chick companion. I was wearing a long black linen dress, 1930s Prada sunglasses, a single long rope of silver that matched my earrings, and had painted my lips bright red. It was a style Marcia had come up with when my brown hair had begun to grow grey in my mid-40s. "Think Annie Lennox, 1980. Spike it up at the front a bit," she told me. "Add a slash of bright lipstick, then go for plain colours with your clothes, and you'll be seen as cool and chic, not middle-aged. With your fine bone structure, you could take it." I'd taken her advice, had my hair cut, and stuck to black, navy or white clothing ever since. We'd planned the trip to India for months, the holiday of a lifetime to celebrate our birthdays. We...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?